The Nikon Z8 will be shipped on 25th May, announced on the 10th of May, and it will be priced at about US dollars 3800 or maximum US dollar 3999. I have pre-booked the camera 2 weeks back, and Nikon told me that they cannot acknowledge my booking because officially Nikon have said nothing in relation to the existence of the Z8. That is how secretive Nikon is about the Z8. What does that mean? It means something, surely, and I'm going to talk about that, circle back to that question and that answer soon in this video. But first, I'm going to talk about what I said, I think, more than 8 months back. I had said that the Sony A1 will be defeated by the Z8. And today, when so many people are bickering and saying, oh, looks like the Z8 is going to be the same as the Z9 and they took 2 years to do it, blah, blah, blah. Listen, first of all, I respect all your emotions and feelings. You're not wrong. But also, you're really wrong. You realize what you're talking about here, right? You realize that, right? Let me clarify it for you. 46 megapixels sharpness. It's a professionally built body with a pro layout. It's a 46 megapixel body. It's a stacked sensor body. It will have better autofocus than the Z9, yes, slightly. It will have an electronic shutter. It will do 8K in RAW because Nikon kicked that red in the butt. Is that the expression, right? Yeah, kicking someone in the butt. It will have stabilization only next to Panasonic. It will do 20 frames per second in RAW. ISO begins at 64, the cleanest ever. It will not overheat. It will do 10-bit in any picture profile unlike Canon R5 or any Canon camera. It will have super video capabilities unlike the Sony R5, A7 R5. It will be better built than both of those, and it will cost less than 4,000 US dollars. Now, if you complain about this, you're either a Z9 owner who wants Z9 to remain unchallenged, or a Z6 buyer looking for an upgrade, or a high megapixel seeker who forgets the problems of diffraction at 60 plus megapixels, or you don't care about it, or a Sony or Canon troll. And all of you have valid reasons to complain, so I understand you. But it is my job today to ignore you all and to tell you, to ask you to look at the Z8 as a major boost to the industry. Nikon is doing something very special here. When everyone is going small and light, Nikon are making a pro body like a pro body should be built. When everyone is giving you high frame rates with a slow sensor, Nikon is giving you a stacked sensor. When everyone is chasing the ultra high megapixel gimmick, Nikon is giving you the sweet spot sensor resolution at 46 megapixel, where you don't really start suffering from a lot of diffraction at lower apertures. I'll do a video on why 46 megapixels is such a sweet spot and why it's just perfect. The Nikon Z8 is expected to have a weight of under a kilo, and it'll have a size which is smaller and lighter than the Z9, but it is significantly better built and larger than with a much better grip than the Z6 and Z7. Look, I know that some of these things, it is too early to tell how it will perform compared to the Nikon Z9 and the closest competitors, and we'll have to wait for the official announcement to confirm those specifications. But we know in our guts that all this is true, right? Overall, the Nikon Z8 appears to be a strong contender in the mirrorless camera market with impressive features and specifications. However, it remains to be seen how it will perform in real-world scenarios compared to its competitors like Canon R5 and Sony A1. And yes, I consider both of them the competition, not so much the Sony A7 R5, unless Nikon seriously sort of limits the capability of the camera. Now, let me come back to the whole secrecy from Nikon issue. Nikon is ultra protective right now when it comes to their camera launches. We don't see quite the same thing when it comes to their lenses, but we're seeing this about their whole line of cameras. You know what this means? This probably means that the Z8 has something special in it. Otherwise, why would Nikon go to such lengths to sort of, to hide to hide everything about the Z8 and then put a Easter egg in the teaser? Now, this is me guessing here, all right? It makes no sense for Nikon to be this secretive and so tight-lipped if they have nothing, no critical tech to launch. They did the same thing with the Z9, and the Z9 got 4 teaser videos, and right now we haven't gotten any teaser video for the Z8 yet. But I still do think that there will be more in the camera than what we are discussing right now. On the other hand, the Z6, the Z5, the Z9 lines are intact, but there is no news on them. Clearly, Nikon remains committed to the trickling down of technology from the Z9. But here is what you should do. You should wait for the Z6 III and keep watching out for more information. If you're looking for a Z6 III, you should look at the Z8 and demand as many features as you can from that Z8 tech on your Z6 III, on your Z5 II and Z50 Mark II. If you are looking for these cameras, what you should look at is, you should look at Z8 and say, all the advancement that you've seen, I want 95% of all of them to come down to my camera, which is going to be, let's say, the Z7 III or the Z6 III or the Z50 Mark II. I think that's a more fruitful conversation instead of just regretting or sort of not being happy about what's happening with the Z8. I don't think that's positive. And then you should not resent people who genuinely expect, who are really excited about the Z8. Okay, and yes, truth be told, if I had a Z6 III in front of me, I would have probably bought the Z6 III. But does that mean I wouldn't have gone for the Z8? Yes, I want 2 full frame, top of the line, modern Z-line camera bodies, at least 2, right? So therefore, I think both the Z8 and Z6 III are relevant for me. I don't know about ZF. I think the ZF is going to be somewhere, come out somewhere around, I think, September, October, around that time. Maybe even earlier than that. So there's a lot to look forward to, and all of these are important market segments, important packages for people who need specific solutions. So I think we should celebrate the fact that something big is going to happen from in the Nikon camp, and let's celebrate this one tiny step from Nikon, but a massive step for the camera industry. If you're new to Flames TM, please subscribe. It's free, and I'm going to see you very soon with another one.